Okay, once the temperatures start rising, I realized I was back to the same worn out rotation. Same tank, same shorts, same everything. So I gave my daily uniform an upgrade with Quince. Their pieces are easy, elevated, and somehow make me feel more put together without even trying. Like 100% European linen shorts and dresses from $30. Luxe swimwear, Italian leather platform sandals, and so much more. And the best part? Everything with Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than what you'd find at similar brands. By working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen, Quince gives you luxury without the markup. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices in premium fabrics and finishes. Go get yourself the Oxford Relaxed shirt. I got mine in pale blue. You're going to wear it all the time and you're going to love it. Treat your closet to a little summer glow up with Quince. Go to quince.com/KKC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's quince.com/KateCasey to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/KateCasey.
Need to hire someone yesterday? When it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get noticed on other job sites. Indeed sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast by jumping to the top of the page for relevant candidates. The results speak for themselves. Sponsored jobs receive 45% more applications than non-sponsored posts. With no monthly subscriptions and no long-term contracts, you only pay for results. And speaking of results, in just the last minute, 23 hires were made on Indeed worldwide. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/WonderyUS. Just go to Indeed.com/WonderyUS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/WonderyUS. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome back for another episode of Reality Life with Kate Casey. Hope that you're having a great week and you're going to be so happy because Chris DeRosa, reality TV producer, co-host of Fixing Famous People podcast, he's back with me to talk about season 2 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. You can go back in the archives and find our review of the first season. I love to hear his perspective because, of course, you know, he's worked on a ton of Real Housewives. This show is what I would describe as the in-between of Teen Mom and Real Housewives. Real Housewives because they're mothers with these young children, but then it feels Teen Mom because they feel a little bit delayed. Like most of the scenes are shot in someone's living room. They're sitting in a semicircle and they like to do a lot of dance routines. They're not yet Real Housewives of blah, 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 because the issues are still not as complex as some of those shows. This show delves into the intertwined personal and public lives of a group of Utah-based Mormon mom influencers. So, like I said, there's a lot of dance routines, a lot of TikTok videos where they'll put some words on the screen and then they'll do like a 15-second kind of dance thing in the background. Now, they are collectively known as Mom Talk. And I should tell you that if you have yet to see the show, they bring up Mom Talk every 3 seconds. The show gained a significant amount of attention because of a 2022 soft swinging scandal. It disrupted their community, their friend group, and it propelled them into the media spotlight. Taylor Frankie Paul was the center of this scandal. She had already had a significant social media following, but really exploded because she revealed that members of her friend group, who a lot of people who had already followed her kind of got an idea of all of the members of this group because, again, they're in these dance videos with each other. She said that they had members of this friend group that engaged in what can be described as non-penetrative sexual activities with each other's spouses. So doing a lot, but not all the way. So her admission led to her own divorce and then, of course, the strained relationships with all of the other friends. So now you've got this friend group on a television show. And my props to the marketing PR team at Hulu, because once it was announced, the show went everywhere. And the show has been widely watched on Hulu. A lot of it, I think, is because people are really interested in the mom Utah Mormon influencer world, which is a huge part of the influencer world. They're seemingly very happy moms with young children who have perfect lives. So the idea of this soft swinging scandal, I think, kind of like blew people's minds. So now they're on a reality show, and it seems very Real Housewives because now they're starting to have arguments, probably behind the scenes, it's breaking the fourth wall a little bit, about brand deals and opportunities and who is the star of the show. So you've got a lot of moving parts to the show. Now, this season, we have the addition of Miranda. Miranda was involved in the original soft swinging scandal. And we're glad she's here because season 1, Taylor was the only one on the show who was really involved. And we thought, well, what is the point of this all? So that adds an extra element to the show. Now we're concerned about Jen Affleck, of no relation to Ben Affleck, because she married this guy who seems like a complete weirdo loser who says he had to leave med school, which of course we're all questioning that. And I feel like he's done so because he sees how much money she's now making and wants to live off of it. So it's going to get you fired up, this show. And we have a lot of opinions. And I think that if you've watched even an episode, especially the season, you will really enjoy it. I want you to pass this on to the people that are part of the text chain that you have in your phone right now who are fired up about the show and have opinions. Like I said, it is called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It is on Hulu. You can binge all of the episodes. I'm sure that they're already filming season 3. And like I said, it's between Teen Mom and Real Housewives. You're going to see elements that remind you of both of those genres, Real Housewives and Teen Mom. And I think you're going to have a great time for the next 45 minutes. So enjoy this interview with Chris DeRosa. Chris, I'm so happy to see you. I'm fresh from Sydney's graduation. I'm officially an adjacent relative of a college graduate. You know,
Wow.
My sister and my brother-in-law, to their credit, they totally included me in everything as if I was a parent because she's lived in LA all this time and I've basically helped take care of her.
Yeah.
And it was fun. But we went to 2 different parties after graduation, and you would have enjoyed all the people watching because everyone's parents come and you don't know the parents, and then you finally put it all together, and then the child with the parent. She went to school with a bunch of kids that are the children of celebrities, so like Nepo babies.
Yeah.
And she said everyone was so weird. The only Nepo baby that was normal was Ava DeLong, the daughter of Tom DeLong from Blink-182. She said everybody else
that makes sense.
Very, very weird. And I wondered, having worked on so many reality shows and witnessed to people who are famous with children, does that sound right to you? That would be something that would happen, is that the children of a famous person would be a total weirdo?
Yeah, because like they're already under a microscope from birth because they're the child of a celebrity. Then they're like, what am I going to do? Because I don't really need to do any of this because my parent is so rich because they're a celebrity. And then, so then it's like a weird, they have a very strange like lot in life, if that makes sense, because it's like, and then you're always wondering, like, are people just trying to get close to me because of my parent? Like, are people just, Yeah.
It's
very strange.
Well, I also think the world in which all of the women of this show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, it's forever changed. Now that they've been on a show one season, like they're never going to be the same. And I feel like you're starting to see that in season 2 where they're a shell of the person that they were before they were on TV.
Well, that is correct. And I will say they all came to play. Like season 1, if we remember, I was like, there was one fight and then we like milked that one fight for like 17 episodes. And there was like barely any drama. And then in Whitney that had that horrible haircut. And that was like the main drama of the show was like how bad her outfits were, which that part has not changed, her outfits, which we will get to. But season 2, they're all locked and loaded, I will say. Like coming in guns blazing, a little bit too much for my taste, but like guns blazing, ready to go and ready to be on a reality show because they are now like TikTok can have all the power that it wants, but there's nothing that's ever going to replace a good old-fashioned reality television show.
I couldn't agree with you more. And let's be honest, even though TikTok is gigantic,
sure,
There is a population of people that get sucked into rabbit holes and want to follow those 30-second videos. There's a whole other population that wants to deep dive like an hour into someone's life.
And like, you can't replace the fame of a reality show, of being on a reality show. You can't, no matter what, no matter how many little pop, lock, and drop it's you do on the internet. Like, you know what I mean? You can't like, these PS, those TikToks they make where it like flashes to them doing it. Like, I'm not on TikTok, so I don't see any of this. And even if I was, I wouldn't be like
in the algorithm,
in their world. Yeah. Like I wouldn't be watching them. So like, but like the things it's so dumb. It's just so like a picture. Dumb. It's just like a saying that's like, I wish my friend wasn't a stupid bitch. And then it's them being like, patty cake, baker's man, like doing a fun dance. And that's like what a TikTok is. I'm like, what on earth is this? Like,
yeah. Or I thought about going to therapy, but now I'm not going to go to therapy. So I'm here talking to you. And then it's like twirl, drop, twirl. The overarching feeling I get going into this season is Demi would like to be front and center and will do anything to make that happen.
And, you know, I loved her and Jesse are my two favorites from last season.
By the way, it's still hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, no, literally, I'm like, Demi. And then I'm like, no, that was Jesse. And like, I think Jesse was the one that I actually liked last season the most, but I kept saying it was Demi.
You know what they should do?
And they don't even really look alike at all. They really don't look alike, but it's just, they're just the same.
You know what they should do since the show's not funny is put them in scenes together and just say Jesse to Jesse.
Yeah. And just be like, yeah. Or just be like, which one of them is this? And like have it just be a still screen for like 10 seconds and then they reveal the answer. Voting. Like it's on Jeopardy.
Right.
Okay, what do we... Yeah, Demi wants to be front and center. I don't love the fight of like them all fighting because they were so-and-so wanted to be the star of the show and blah, blah, blah. They like are fighting about the... P.S. Now everyone gets a glimpse into like what
Housewives are
everyone... Like, this is what happens behind the scenes of a reality show. You know what I mean? It's like them all being like, I'm the star of the show and like... blah, blah, blah. And like, I want more money, like all the money disputes. Cause you can, cause like apparently from my, professional perspective, and I say that laughing, Demi was like holding out.
Right.
Was it Demi? Demi was like holding out and like her husband's a lawyer, question mark. And so he was probably like,
sure.
Or what? Some lawyer was on there trying to be like, or the husband, like being her proxy was like, she's not going to sign unless she gets this much money. And like none of them, if that happens, like none of them are going to come back. And then they were all like, wait, don't negotiate on my behalf. You know what I mean? And they were like, let's bail on her. Or was it Jesse? I don't know.
Wait, so
one of them, they were trying to pull,
they were trying to pull a Friends.
Right? They were trying to pull a Friends, which how dare you? First of all, you had one season. Okay. Here's my mean part. And then I'm going to be nice. The mean part is, they're like, this is the biggest show on Hulu. This is the biggest unscripted show on Hulu, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, so like, what is the competition with this show?
Right.
The Kardashians season 75 that no one cares about. And season 1 of Vanderpump Villa that no one watched.
Right.
What else? What else are they up against? Put them on Bravo, put them on Netflix and let's see how they do. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So one, it's like, yes, they might be this big thing for Hulu, but that doesn't mean they're like,
I know.
Again, the first season
they lose their minds.
Sure. But all this to say, they act like they're like the second coming of Christ, no pun intended. And like, I'm like, okay, you had one season of a show that wasn't even good and people were just desperate for a show. So they watched it.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So like all that to say, did they come to play second season? They sure fucking did. You know what I mean? They're like ready to go. They're activated. They're ready to fight. They're like too much. And I think that like,
well, let's talk about the behind the scenes. So they go through this whole thing. And then someone back at Hulu headquarters goes, okay, now you got your money. Let's be real.
All right, season 2, let's go. You know, you're getting paid here.
Swing and a miss. Yes. Let's go.
I'm making this up. So like, don't even quote this at all. But like, all right, you're each getting paid like $50,000. Let's just say, you know what I mean? Like for the first season, because we have no idea if it's going to work. There's 9 million of you. And we can't tell which one's which.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so we're like we have routing numbers confused. We like, you know what I mean? God only knows. They probably paid Jesse twice for Demi, you know what I mean? So like, who knows what's what? But then so then they're like, okay, like season 2, like you each get $80,000. And they're probably all like, we each want $250,000 is what they're, I'd bet a lot on that. You know what I mean? That they're like, we each want 250, which they're never paying them each $250,000.
Yeah.
For season 2 of a show that only had, that like did well, but like, who knows?
Right.
If they're even if anyone's going to care about the second season.
And they could switch it out and make it The Secret Lives of Episcopalian Wives.
Oh, and like P.S. there's 17 million of those other ones, the real swingers lining up to be on the show, by the way.
Without question.
They're like, oh, you don't want to be a part of this? No one even cares about you. So we can just switch you out and have the ones we really wanted from the beginning anyway come on the show. You know what I mean? Which one of them squeaked on in, which I liked, And so that to me is I bet whoever was in question, again, Jesse, to me, they're all the same. Like, again, I don't know, but like was like, no, let's all hold strong and let's like not do it unless they pay us this much money. And then the rest of them were like, no, we should fucking sign and like not like, don't listen to her. Like, let's dump her off. And then, you know what I mean? Like let her be the one that holds out, but we should all sign and then we'll be good.
They must have been negotiating very early into the release of season 1. Because,
I'm sure they immediately were trying. Cool, because this is the thing. They want to immediately try to sign them again for an amount of money that's like okay,
right?
Before it's like the biggest thing in the world. So they probably immediately, once it was like doing really well, they were like, all right, season 2, like let's talk.
Yep.
And then they really were trying. And this is the thing. This is the thing that you have to know about TV is like, even if the show itself doesn't pay you that well, they're now telling us on the show that they're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars in brand deals online on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like that's where you're making the money. And you're like owning all of that versus getting the salary from the show.
Right.
And I'm not saying that that's right. I'm saying that that's what it is.
Well, I'll never forget someone saying Kanye West did the Kardashians even in the background, and it was to move the merch. Like he made a ton of money selling merch just from showing up in the Kardashian show.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Dear God. LOL. But like that's the thing is like, how many times have like Dorinda made like mugs that said like not well, bitch, like sold out immediately.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And again, like I have one, it's like, like nothing's, it's just a mug from a site that you can put anything on and like sell it.
Slap it on, right?
Like, do you know what I mean? It's like not even that it's like nice. It's just a coffee mug that says, I'll tell you how I'm doing not well, bitch. And like clip with her doing this. Clip.
The clip.
And like she made a shitload of money off it. I mean, they make, in cameos, they make more money than I make in a year in a month on Cameo.
Right. I believe that.
So it's like the show is not the bankroll. It's all the other things that come from being on the show.
Right.
Well, and especially now where they're slashing budgets and it's everything, no one's getting paid. Like people think they're going to like be on a reality show for one season and get paid like Teresa and Melissa.
And they're out of their mind.
Like Ramona and Luann back in the day. And like, that's just not, that's never happening again by PS.
So I'm one of those moms now who has a daughter that loves to wear her clothes as well. That's why I love to shop at Revolve, because my daughter and I can both find great stuff. Over 1,200 brands and 100,000 styles across high-end, emerging, and exclusive labels in fashion, beauty, and in home goods. You're going to have the most popular brands like Lovers and Friends, Amanda Uprichard, Norma Kamali, A. Goldie, and Michael Costello. Authentic, high-quality products. New arrivals come daily. Inclusive sizing options, personalized product recommendations based on your purchase history. Revolve has it all. I just ordered Mia a beautiful more to come maxi dress and gold sandals for a graduation party in June, and I can't wait to start ordering clothes for all of the fun parties that I'm going to go to. From last-minute getaways to party dressing and seasonal upgrades, Revolve has you covered with fast, 2-day shipping and easy returns, all of them. And for a limited time, you can shop a curated selection of my favorite styles at revolve.com/KateCasey, and you can receive 15% off your first order with the code KateCasey. That's revolve.com/KateCasey to shop my top picks and get 15% off your first order with code KateCasey. Offer is only valid for a limited time, so don't miss out.
Hey, I'm Mike Corey, the host of Wondery's podcast, Against the Odds. In each episode, we take you to the edge of some of the most incredible adventure and survival stories in history. In our next season, it's 1980, and in the Pacific Northwest, the long-dormant volcano Mount St. Helens is showing signs of life. Scientists warn that a big eruption is coming, but a restricted zone around the mountain is limited by politics. On May 18th, hikers, loggers, reporters, and researchers are caught in the blast zone as the volcano erupts. They find themselves pummeled by a deadly combination of scorching heat, smothering ash, and massive mudslides. The survivors have to find their way to safety before they succumb to their injuries, or face another eruption. Follow Against the Odds on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Binge the entire season ad-free right now only on Wondery Plus. Start your free trial in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify today.
What about even the people that have been on television for 13 seasons? Are they going to get that paid? That much? No. Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, what do I know? I don't know. I'm not in any of these conversations, but it's just like you get what you get from the show, but then like you're making the money on the back end with merch and like,
Cameos.
again, cameos, brand deals for makeup and shit. I mean, they're all the girls are the prettiest girls you've ever seen in your life. You know what I mean? They're all so cute. And they have the curly hair. It's what every white girl that's in a suburb wants to be. Am I wrong? They have the curly, beautiful hair. They all have like
hair.
the beautiful, like they all look really beautiful when they all have their makeup done. Like they all wear the really cute clothes. Like it's the standard white American girl, like the queens of that. So it's like they have I'm sure every brand in the country throwing money at them.
God bless.
I mean, I wish I could do that. You know, like I mean, please.
The funniest part is this is all happening for them. And then they have these dodo bird partners, these guys
loser
who are like,
lozo.
At first they're judging them like, why are you doing this show? My mom and my dad are very religious.
Yeah, like you dirty slut.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? And then now they're seeing the dollar bills, yo. And
now they literally don't have to, that one, that blonde, that pasty one that just doesn't even have to work. The one who looks like he could be a relative
of mine. Yes.
Truly like could blend into like a mayonnaise like jar and just never be seen again. He was like, oh, I'm dropping out of he's like, I'm taking a year off of law school. I'm like, for the rest of your life.
Well, let's talk about him for a second. His name is ZAC, Zach. I'm not a fan of that.
Sure.
Like he's not even committed to the H in or a K in his name.
Or a K. Yeah.
No. I believe that he was probably raised in a family that told him he was the second coming. His father is a surgeon.
1,000,000,000%.
He probably did well on one math test. And his dad said, you know, you remind me so much of myself. And the mother
not even
says,
that, you have to be that. Like you must be that. Yes.
And the mother is like, there will never be a girl that will ever measure up to the greatness that you are.
I'm sure they're monsters. Again, get them. Would love to see them on the screen. Would love to see them. Would love to
come on the show. We would love to meet you.
It's like we would love to meet you.
We would love to meet you. Hopefully you have daughters too and we can see what they're like. He was raised to believe that he walks amongst the angels. And then he marries...
And this religion is also helping that a lot. I will say, I have to tip the hat to the women where they, as much as we joke about them and are like, haha, they are really they're breaking their religion that they were raised in by like being floor bags and skinny dipping and like dressing slutty, you know what I mean? Which again, I'm obsessed with. Like I love all their bodies I'm obsessed with. Their bodies for sin, one after the other. I have to tip the hat to them of being like, I'm the breadwinner. My husband's a fucking loser that dropped out of law school. You know what I mean? And so anyway, so then he marries this.
So I think, yes. So they met on a dating app and she was 18 and he was 21. God help us. God help us. God help us. God help us.
Like Mormon meat. Is that what it is? 100% a Mormon. Are there Mormon dating apps? There has to be, right?
Probably. I think there's an app for everything, right? Are you going to look it up?
Mormon dating app. Mutual.
That sounds like an insurance company.
Literally. Mutual, Mormon Match, and True LDS.
Okay. So we think maybe one of them.
Oh, LDS singles. Oh, there's like a million of them. Okay, so great. So they went on one of those.
So she's 18, he's 21. And then, they get married very young. She's from a lower income family. And then she marries in this family that has wealth and probably feels like, I just have to go along with their program. And of course, again, he's the second coming of the Lord. And she just strikes me as someone who has not found her own personal power at all. So she's been agreeing to the lunacy of his own family dynamics. And this guy, he's been shaming her because you're on the show and I'm going to be a surgeon. And then he realizes, A, you're making a lot of money. Also, I would assume, when we think he got like kicked out? Who leaves medical school or takes a break? He probably
because if you don't need to. Also, if your wife is making so much money and you're like, you can just like be her manager. That's 100% what he's going to do, by the way.
Right. Well,
right.
She was doing these videos when she was just like a regular mom. And I think that's what happens a lot of times in this Utah, world, influencer world, is that he gets kind of lightning in a bottle and they kind of jump on him. They're like, wait, I don't have to work a real job. I can just like ride this train. And that's how she kind of, moves into this group. So she's already an outsider. She's having some depression issues because, she's newly pregnant with a guy she doesn't even know if she wants to be with. She's trying to get some separation from him, if you will. And
Kate, when she takes that pregnancy test and it comes up positive and she starts bawling her eyes out and like not in a good way, I was like horrified. I was like so scared. I'm like so scared for her.
I know, because she's stuck with this guy in this family.
It's dark.
It's dark.
She is in depression. She can't get out of bed. She's like a shell of herself and she's pregnant again.
I know. And this guy is
never forget when they went to the Chippendales. Sure. I'm annoyed that how much of the show is just them egging them into like being enraged. I'm just like, okay, we did it like 3 times. Like, is this not enough? But remember last season when she went to the Chippendales and he was like, I don't even know who you are. Like, I don't love you anymore. Like, you're a piece of shit. Right. Like, he said like the things that you could never come back from to her for never. Like going to a Chippendales thing because the show basically forced her into doing it.
And then she is lured back in because he, it's a power dynamic. He always has this power and she always listens to him. And because of the culture.
Because she has to,
Yep.
Which is, I don't like either. I am so upset for her. I like hope she is okay. Like that's like real shit. Like, you know what I mean? If there's something, people go through things, but like there's a few times I've had to like deal with a situation like this and it's fucking hard. Like in the sense of like being a producer watching this person and they're not okay. It's not just I'm embarrassed or I'm sad because this happened to me and it blew up in my face. Like she's not well. And I hope she is okay now. I was like, oh God, this is so sad. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, and this is the other thing, is it sucks for her because she has to like, she's caught in all these lies because she has to lie to him because if she doesn't lie to him about all this stuff, then he's going to like lose his fucking mind on her. And then she has to like lie to the friend. Like, I don't want to allege abuse because I don't like, but like this is like the red flag that you would have if someone was abusing you. Do you know what I mean? Is it like you have to lie to them about where you're going and then you have to lie to your friends about what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Because and I'm not saying that that's what's happening here, but this is what it's reminding me of. Is that like he's going to flip out on her or be mad or be like, I'm leaving you if she says everything that's going on in the show or what the friends are doing or what they're saying.
But imagine if she was not on a television show and she's making all this money as an influencer. She'd be trapped. She would be 5 kids deep.
Completely trapped. Mm-hmm. And do they don't use contraceptives? Is that the point? None of them are on birth control.
I would not think
because it's not allowed.
Who knows?
Right?
Well, I think that they do.
Like, how does she just like oopsie get pregnant? Like, I don't, it's just like wrap it up. You know what I mean? Especially.
He's probably like, why would we use protection even though we're in a horrible state of our marriage?
That's what I'm saying. It's like love. It's like really sad. And he
trapped her.
And when she just cries and it's like a painful cry whenever she sees that she's pregnant. It's like, it's so sad.
Mm-hmm. She's so cute too.
I know.
She's so
pretty. She couldn't be prettier.
Couldn't be prettier.
And then this guy looks like a thumb, a human thumb.
Does. She sure does.
And he's like, I'm so upset that she's mama. It's like,
he has a weird voice too.
And then him confronting the women, even though I love that Jesse and Demi are like the two people, like Ramona and Sonia, like, you know what I mean? Like they're like two, just like the mean girls that are like gonna like double up on you. It's the best thing ever to watch. And the fact that he goes and tries to like confront them and they're like, well, she lied to us. And then it's like, then everything's back on her. It was like, I don't like that he tries to get in the mix. I'm really over him.
Well, I don't like that they do dad talk now.
Oh, give me 17 million breaks.
Yeah. Catch your own
Okay.
thing. Do
We have to
something
get
with your
past
life.
her. We have to get past Jen, though, because I'm like too sad now.
Okay. What do you think about Demi being married to someone who, number one, tried to get on The Bachelorette when Claire was The Bachelorette? Two, was formerly married to Angie Harrington from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Not while she was on the show, but a long time ago. He was basically like, what Angie explained to me is when he was in college, he was a big football star. Everybody loved him. They got married. They had 2 sons. Did not work out. The feeling I get is this guy has always wanted to be a superstar. Oh, and his sister had been married to Larry King. His older sister was married to Larry King. So he is like, I need to be a star. And now he's married to a woman much younger than him. And he's on this show and he's in fly fishing scenes with like 20 and 30-year-olds and he's 47.
I will say, okay, here's what I'll say. One, he's so hot. I'm like so attracted to him in every single way. He's like 30 years older than everyone else on the show, which I think is hilarious. He is like, what is the guy that Osmond that's dating, what's her name?
Yes, Jared. Oh,
yeah. Like he's like a one level below that. That's who he is.
Do you think that he does everything in his power to stay looking young? Like
yes.
He must be
doing
those
spray tans,
cryogenics, cold plunges.
Yes.
He must only eat, I don't know what that guy is.
When he was a Chippendales dancer, which I liked watching, he was like spray tanned to the hilt, like beyond. Like tan mom. Like it was like crazy.
Yeah.
But like
do you think he sleeps in plastic bags?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. That being said,
he's got some sort of like Madonna chamber.
That all this to say, at least he's something to look at, which I can't say for most of the other husbands here.
I would agree with you. I still believe that Dakota is on something. And maybe a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is there some sort of Dr. Drew intervention at some point of the show?
Oh, God. Dakota. What do we even say?
I don't know.
Taylor is a star. When they were trying to be like, Taylor this and Taylor that, and like Taylor's not the center of this. I'm like, Taylor is the center of this. Sorry, everyone. I mean, don't get me, we'll get to, obviously we're going to discuss the scene with her family where they're all yelling at her and she's crying. But like, where I was like about to throw knives at her family members. She's the star. I'm sorry to say. Like, she's the one driving all the stories. She's the one that broke the case wide open. None of you would be here without Taylor, period, done. None of you are moving the needle. Even if you think that you are.
But don't you like how the other ones, even the one that just joined the show, they're all playing down the swinger stuff?
And the girl's like, well, like maybe. And Taylor's like, stop, don't do this. Taylor's like, I'll just literally wreck you. Like, don't make me tell more about what you did. Of like having sex with random people's husbands. Like,
but even the guys, they're like, well, you're a liar. And she's like, how? Well, this happened. I know, I've already told them. Like, she just knocks them down. Yeah, I said everything. And
she's like, yeah, I already said that like last 2 years ago. Well, and like, sorry, Jesse, although I love Jesse and Demi the most, like, sorry, but like, you two are not the stars because we can't tell you. I still can't tell you apart. And you're my favorite too.
Right.
I thought Jesse was married to Jared Osmond 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if I can't tell which one of you are, you're not a star. That does not make. When Taylor hits the screen, those bushy eyebrows, I know exactly what time it is. When I see Taylor's scenes, I'm transported back to Teen Mom, and I don't like that for her or myself.
I agree with you. It's somewhere between Teen Mom and Real Housewives. It still exists in this weird space, and I don't know what they can do to fix that. Also, I'm troubled that they never go anywhere.
Oh, no. I will say they aren't in like every place is like a white utopia. Like they are getting to some more texture. I think they listened to to our episode. I'm serious. Because a lot of the notes that we had, they were taken. I will say, one, they're all ready to fight. Two, I was like, am I in their house? Am I at a soda shop? Am I at a Radisson? Am I at blah, blah, blah? Like every place looks exactly the same. And they are giving us textural backgrounds now, which I do like.
Yes.
My biggest note this season is that there's zero comedy in the show. It's just one dark scene after the other. I literally said there's no comedy in this show. We go from Taylor saying she hates the person she was at the time that she betrayed all of her friends to Michaela going into therapy to talk about her being molested as a child. Then two scenes later, Jen takes a pregnancy test and it's positive and she cries sad tears.
Yeah.
Like this show is so fucking dark.
Yeah. And then someone to be pregnant and they're not.
And then
too much.
Dark. And then the only comedy we've had so far was them doing the Utah Bake Off, the Great Utah Bake Off or whatever they called it, which I was laughing at. And there was like levity and it was funny. And when Michaela tries to do a sourdough because what's her name did like that at least they got to like be playful. And it wasn't just like, okay, I've brought you to this driving range so that I can confront you about this thing. That's just like 2008 reality show, you know?
And I didn't like the scene, the taboo party where it's like whips and chains. I just thought that was...
They either needed to like be so in it and be like, have the vibrators and be like, what do I do with this? And be so funny with it and be like if this was on Housewives, like they would, like Sonia would be like, oh, I have 7 of these, blah, 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 something. Like they either needed to like really commit to it or they needed to like...
I don't think they're funny women, though.
And what I didn't know,
they can't do it.
Well, that's the point, is that they're not funny. But like, well, you know what was funny? When Taylor, the star, was like, I worked so hard on my like pumpkin pie or whatever she made. And then you see her opening up the store-bought thing and like putting it in a dish like she made it. Like I was laughing at that. And she didn't even do anything. It was just funny. And she like fucked it up a little bit. Like that was just like funny because it was just not produced. It was like easy. It was just like her. It was just a person at rest doing something funny. Versus every scene is like, and now a game so that we can all get mad at each other.
Right. And they're they're always sitting on a couch. They're
always like in a circle. They're always in a semicircle, like ready to fight. You know, versus like...
Or they're outside. They're about to get in their car and it's 3 of them and they're like, so it just happened.
Yeah. And they're like at the car and they're like at like the hatchback and they're like talking around.
It's the back of Jen's head and she's crying and all I just see are hair extensions.
Yes.
That's it.
And then it's like, well, the other thing too is like, even during the Halloween party, which we were there for like 17 years for no reason at all, we never even got like a camera running to find the shot. It was all like so...
Yeah.
You know,
that one felt very Teen Mom to me, that episode.
Wait,
what happened in that fight? And then...
But that's like, is what they are as Teen Mom. Like it isn't a Housewives. Like it's not, you know what I mean? As much as we want it to be that and we like, that's what we like. It is like a Teen Mom-esque show.
Yeah.
You know?
Tonight, Hayes at school for her taste of the country, she got Utah and she decided to make the little sodas, like little...
I mean, that is funny.
But I am looking at the recipe and thinking, how do they drink all this soda and they keep these bodies? It's pretty miraculous.
Because they don't drink. That's why.
Okay, but still, it's like Diet Pepper with whipped cream. It's
truly
disgusting.
Like diabetes in a cup. Like,
yes.
Yeah,
that's my friend Rachel said the same thing.
Like
she's like, how are
treat.
they so skinny? I go, they don't drink.
They don't drink at all.
But
which is
goes,
like,
but what about that soda they're drinking?
I know, but I don't think they're doing that like every day. That's like a fun thing that they get as a treat. Instead of like going to the ice cream shop or going out to a drink with friends. You know what I mean?
That's where they meet up at the soda shop?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Because they don't drink at a bar. You know what I mean? It's like, where would we meet up? At a bar. But they don't do that.
Well, even if you don't drink, meeting up at a soda shop feels very 1950s.
I know.
Like, he just pulled up in the Thunderbolt.
Yeah. It's like it's very Grease.
Are we going to go steady?
Yeah.
And then someone's like singing outside.
They were necking in the car before they got out of the...
Will he pin me? Okay, so notes on improvements for season 3. Bring on someone funny.
There needs to be comedy. There's too much fighting. And it's like, I don't need... Like every scene is them fighting. It's like, I need like 2 of these an episode, but I don't think anything that they do is funny.
I know.
That's the problem.
Right.
And so it's like too much fighting. Cause then it's like, even the scenes that are supposed to be just them laughing is like them then confronting someone about something stupid. And again, I don't like that they're fighting about the show. I don't like that they're fighting about like, and then you made a TikTok about blank and that made me upset. It's like, okay, like.
Right.
In the first half of the 20th century, one woman changed adoption in America. What was once associated with the shame of unmarried mothers became not only acceptable, but fashionable. But Georgia Tann didn't help families find new homes out of the goodness of her heart. She was stealing babies from happy families and selling them for profit. Hi, I'm Lindsey Graham, the host of Wondery show American Scandal. We bring to life some of the biggest controversies in U.S. history, presidential lies, environmental disasters, corporate fraud. And in our latest series, a young adoption worker moves to Memphis, Tennessee, and becomes one of the most powerful women in the city. By the time her crimes are exposed, decades later, she's made a fortune and destroyed hundreds of families along the way. Follow American Scandal on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. Experience all episodes ad-free and be the first to binge the newest season only on Wondery Plus. You can join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Start your free trial today.
Every successful business starts with an idea, and on the best idea yet, we're obsessed with those light bulb moments.
Like how a bored barista invented the Frappuccino during his downtime, and then it got acquired by Starbucks.
Or how Patagonia's iconic fleece was inspired by a toilet seat cover.
On the best idea yet, we dive into the untold origin stories behind the products you're obsessed with, and the bold risk takers who made them go viral.
These are the wild ideas and insights that made Birkenstock the best-selling sandal since Jesus.
And made Super Mario the most played video game in the history of attention spans.
Yeah, Nintendo almost became a ramen company until Super Mario saved it.
New episodes drop every Tuesday. Follow the best idea yet on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can listen early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus. And if this podcast lasts longer than 45 minutes, call your doctor.
I know this is breaking the fourth wall, but I would like a deep shot, like outside shot where you see them practicing for the 10-second TikTok dumb dance where they're arguing like she's too much in the frame.
Yeah, like, no, I'm in the
You're
front.
not hitting the point. Like all that stuff. Like how
I know
does that
they did have one of those scenes where they all dressed up in those blue outfits with the blue little cute. They all look so cute with like the little blue like sports bra with the pants and the zip up hoodie. And they like did the dances together, but then it's like you only see like 10 seconds of that. And then of course fucking loser Whitney has to be like, am I back into mom talk now? Let's go.
She talks too much about mom talk too.
Oh, she's such a loser.
I don't want anyone to say mom talk. It's too much.
They say it in every scene. They're like told to say it in every scene though. It's like mom talk won't survive this. But like Whitney's growing her hair out. Another note that I gave that she's growing her hair out. It's in the in-between, which is the worst. It looks so bad.
It's a hard life. Yeah.
She's yet to get the note on the clothing because those dresses she wears are truly the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
That green dress she's wearing in her confessional should be burned at the stake.
It's very pioneerish.
Hideous.
Yeah.
Not only does it not flatter her at all in any way, it's one, too, she's supposed to be like the conservative one. Her tits are like out and about. And then she has those hideous sleeves on them. Hideous.
Yeah.
She looks so bad. It's just like, and in every way, if she would have pulled her hair up into like a high pony, since it's like so, because she just like curled it at the end. Everything she does is wrong, like physically.
Yeah.
She could have had a high pony that was curly, that was on one side, that just like was in the back, and she would be so sleek, and then have like a shoulder padded like dress. So, do you know what I'm saying? Like
shoulder pads.
Maybe not with her. Maybe because her boobs are a little too big, she couldn't fit in. Like
no one with big boobs should ever have shoulder pads. No way.
But there's so many cute things she could wear, like a crisscrossy dress with nice straps. Like there's so many cute things she could wear, and I find her like she could be so cute, and she just does like everything wrong.
Yeah.
She needs a stylist. And I get that she's trying to be different from the rest of them. And that's not her style to be, because the rest of them are all carbon copies of each other. But like, she's trying to do something different, but that different is not working.
Also, this is a hard show because at any point someone's pregnant.
At the drop of a hat.
Yeah. And they're pregnant for like 10 months. So that's a long period of time. There's always going to be someone pregnant on the couch.
100%. But that's the reality of who they are. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like you gotta.
But can you do a Chippendales themed party where you've got a pregnant girl? Unless that girl's super funny, like an Amy Poehler in the Saturday Night Live skit where she's like 10 months pregnant.
Wait, how about them showing her giving birth and the husband pulling the baby out of her belly? I was just, I remember like putting our hands up to the screen being like, oh my God. And they just like blurred it. They didn't even remember when Kourtney did it on Kardashians. Yes, it was like shot in a way where but they like had a video on her vagina.
Well, no, she was a home video. So
sure, but I'm just saying
by the way, they sent it to someone like you and you had to blur it out.
I know.
does that person get special pay?
They're just like, I don't want to see that. Like, I was like, and they don't even warn you. It's just her legs akimbo pushing a baby out. And childbirth is beautiful. It is the birth is a miracle, but it was like a lot to just take in it with no warning.
If it were scenes from mine, you would see 10 girls drinking champagne, us laughing, and you would see Dan way behind me, nowhere near headquarters, typing away on his laptop.
My God.
That is crazy. The heat is really... I always was like, is he the OBGYN? They were like
there.
Tag team.
He was in there. His hands were
elbows.
up inside of her pulling the baby out.
He is more of a doctor than Zach without a K or an H.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
For real. Okay, we have to get to the scene with, you want to wrap it up, but we have to speak about Taylor's family in that scene.
Oh, we forgot. Yes, go.
Are they in hiding? Are her family members in hiding? There is no way there's no way that the internet has been kind to that family, right?
No way. No, there's a lot of pictures before and afters of the mom, for sure.
That mom, the fact that she got her entire face redone. Like,
are we surprised? Well, another mole friend of mine said that they're all getting plastic surgery for free right now. Because I thought maybe that's what they're spending all their new money on, right? And she said, "Oh no, they're all getting it for free
because they're doing it for a post."
Yeah. So it's like,
hey, everyone, I wanted to get my lips redone, and so I'm going to Beauty Lab and Laser. I'm sure. By the way,
no, I don't think it's. I think it's like surgeries, like tummy tucks and breast implants and lower bluff or whatever.
Whatever the fuck.
Demi is like, I had my nostrils clipped. I'm like, wait, what?
For what?
And as my friend said, oh no, they're getting everything for free.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to all look like cyborgs soon. Yeah, of course. But also, they're sitting in their houses on piles of money, and they have nothing to do but go to the soda shop. What else are they going to do? They have 17 million kids, so they can't go on a vacation.
They can't.
You know what I mean? It's like, what are they going to do? What can they do?
Yeah, that's true. Or they go to the park. Please, that's another note I have. I don't want to ever see another scene in the park. That is so boring. I didn't want to go to the park when I had little kids. I don't want to see people at a park. It's so boring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty in Utah, but come on.
But that family, when that stepdad was like, and then you had sex with him, like after meeting him 3 times, like, what does that say about you? I was like, you could feel the regret after it came out of his mouth. And then he was like, I don't mean blah, blah, blah. And it was like,
good luck at Thanksgiving.
Done for.
Yeah.
Like those family members, I'm sure they better feel like pieces of fucking shit.
Or they think they're going to get a spinoff. Because that's what happened. That's what happened on 90 Day Fiancé. You'd have like a horrible family, and the next thing you know, that's like they're going to get a short series.
Let the record show that I want nothing to do with that family in a spinoff. Yeah. Then the fact that brother's coming in and being like, just get over it, Taylor. Like it was the grossest. I was like, this is
now
Trump's
you know
America.
why now you know why she wants to like be on the show and get.
We live in a bubble. I live in a bubble because no one in my life would ever say something like that ever to me ever. It was. I was beside, and then when she's crying and she's like going through something so real and is like, I hate that I did this. Like, I'm so upset that I like burned my whole life to the ground. Like, I hate that I betrayed my friends. I don't like, that isn't a person I want to be. Like, she has like real regret about things that she's done, which I think is so admirable and like interesting to watch. And then for all of her family members to pile on top of her at that moment, instead of helping her and being like, the reason that we all can't move forward is because you won't do it.
Yep.
And then for that sister-in-law ? To be like, you two shouldn't be together. Like, thank God she was there.
Yeah.
When she was like, no, you need to be separated. Clearly, you can't even sit down at a table without screaming at each other. Why on earth would you be together right now? Like, at least one person in the family has 2 brain cells to rub together.
I still can't believe Dakota is making TikToks. Like, my son's my best friend, and then he twirls around. I mean, this is not super creative content, folks. This is a 7-second video. This is not exceptional creativity. It's wild.
It's wild.
It's wild.
The Halloween, I love how many people are like coming out of the woodwork to try to get on the show now that whoever Chase was with the neck tattoos. I was like, first of all, isn't this sacrilege? Like, why do you have so many? Can't they not have tattoos? I'm sure they can, right?
Okay, well, I asked my other friend who lives in Utah and is Mormon. I'm like, well, what do you think about this? And she said, it is such a very small world.
Yeah, there's like
where they live.
There's like 15 people that live in this thing, and we act like it's like the whole state.
The influencers there, she's like, they're just such weirdos. You know, she's like, we're like, what? So I think they just sort of roll their eyes at them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Because the old school influencers were very prim and proper, and those husbands did quit their jobs and they became the videographers, but they're very like boring. Like they make TikToks about, making a craft. This new generation of influencers is like, oh, all bets are off. Like we're all going to go full throttle.
Yeah.
And so I think the rest of the people in Salt Lake City are like, what? Like, you're weird. But I don't think they take it as personally as they maybe did, before the announcement of the show. The first season, they said they were annoyed that the photo was in front of the temple. They didn't like that.
But now it's not. It's them like being baptized, and they're like,
yeah, they're just like, okay, well, losers. Like they don't take it as so personally. They're like, they don't represent.
No, and I don't think that they do. I think that's the point of the show, is that they're separating themselves from like the strict ruling of the church. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, which is like what I like. You know what I mean? That's what makes the show actually interesting, is because they're like, how do I navigate this?
Do you think that we're going to see new reality shows about other faiths, like The Secret Lives of Catholic Wives?
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. That's going to be not because of Pope Leo. It's going to be something about Catholics.
But I also
by the way, that's something that I would like to watch. I would like to see a family, like an Irish Catholic family. That to me would be a funny reality show.
My thing though is that I think that all of them are going to be so obviously like made off of the back of this show. And so then I feel like when I feel that, it makes me not as like excited about it. Like they're trying to do this again, and they kind of already haven't gotten it completely right. Catholics, because they drink
and they fight
and
they're sarcastic
and they really don't even like really follow any of the teachings of the church, but pretend like they do.
They don't really know any Bible stories. Episcopalians, we don't know any Bible stories.
Like
when someone's like, remember that story when Jacob? I'm like, you lost me.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Sure don't. Definitely don't know that story. Yeah, I've never cracked a spine on a Bible. Catholics, they're like for like legitimately.
I know. I went to Catholic school.
So yes, I was confirmed. I went to Sunday school. Please,
you know what I forgot to tell everyone is that my grandfather was basically adopted because his parents were a disaster by the Augustinians, and he went to Villanova. He was like taught by the Augustinians at Villanova, which is the home of Pope Leo. So I do feel connected to Pope Leo. Thank you very much. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, we did it. Did we even do it? We just complained the whole time. We like talked about one scene.
I hope that the good people who have been fired up about this show feel like they were heard through us. Because I put something out about Zach without a Sierra K on Twitter, and the people were enraged by this fella, like just enraged. They wanted to go down
because
it's
so blatantly obvious, like how she's like scared of him in a bad way. You know what I mean?
There was one scene where he sort of like squeezes her hand, and she looks at him like, "Oh, I need to shut up right now. We need to save her. We need to save her."
I know. I feel bad. I hope that they like come together with her.
I hope she marries somebody else with another famous person's last name, like Damon. So she becomes Jennifer Affleck.
Matt Damon's cousin. I just like, poor thing. I hope she's doing okay. I'm scared to look on Instagram.
Prayers up. Add her to the Britney Spears.
I know she needs it. She needs it. And I feel, oh God, I feel so bad for her.
I know. Listen, we can't save everybody, but
there's nothing we can do. I mean, there's literally nothing we can do about it. She just has to she has to live her life.
Yeah.
But we're thinking of Jen.
What's going on your most hilarious podcast? Somebody wrote me a note yesterday, by the way. I will send it to you. They said they started listening to your podcast and they're so obsessed with you, they can't stop laughing.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah. What is happening? This week we fixed Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh,
speaking of Catholics.
In Ireland, by the way.
Yeah.
Did you cover that part that she like moved?
Yes, that's kind of the end of the thing.
I would definitely like to like go visit her if we could arrange for that.
I know we should. Like, I wonder what she needs to be up to stuff there. Well, we talk all about it. Don't worry. We talk all about it in the episode. We're going to be fixing Hillary Duff soon.
That's
and we
the
have
millennials love Hillary Duff.
And she's kind of trying to make a comeback right now. It's very interesting. And we're fixing, what else are we doing? We're doing some really, really fun. We're doing our all-tier advice episode next week. So
that's good.
You sign up for the Patreon, even $5 gets you the advice episodes, and it gets you another like 20-ish minutes of our prefix, which is like our Wendy Williams Hot Topics every week. So, and that's what we're doing.
I would love a television show where people come and see you two for advice. That would be really funny.
I know. The episodes are very funny because we do give real advice and then Dominic will find some funny thing to just do that's like completely ridiculous.
Yes. Like, they used to do like celebrity intervention shows like with Dr. Drew. I'd like to kick him out and replace him with the two of you.
Yeah.
What a doozy.
Oh my God, Dr.
What
Drew.
a doozy. Tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at the Chris DeRosa, and you can find my podcast at Fixing Famous People, and it's Fixing Famous People anywhere you find podcasts.
God bless. Thank you.
God bless.
The amazing Kate Casey.
I want to thank my great guest, Chris, to remind you to make sure that you go to wherever it is on your app, that you click the subscribe button. Please leave a 5-star review. Join the Facebook group, Reality Life with Kate Casey. I want to hear your opinions about this show. Also, I've got a what to watch list that comes out every Monday. You can get it at katecasey.substack.com. You're going to get a list of what to watch every week in reality TV, documentaries, etc. You can get extra bonus episodes by going to Patreon, patreon.com/Kate Casey. And follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at KateCaseyCA, TikTok, it's Kate Casey, and Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky at Kate Casey. Check back tomorrow for an all-new episode.
Lamont Jones's world is shattered when his cousin dies in custody just weeks after entering prison. The official report says natural causes, but bruises and missing teeth tell a different story. From Wondery comes Death County, PA, a chilling true story of corruption and cover-ups that begins as one man's search for answers, but soon reveals a disturbing pattern. Lamont's cousin's death is just one of many, and powerful forces are working to keep the truth buried. With never-before-heard interviews and shocking revelations, Death County, PA pulls back the curtain on one of America's darkest institutional secrets. This isn't just another true crime story. It's happening right now. Follow Death County, PA on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Death County, PA early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.